Yeah, I found this article today in my Google News feed. It's regarding a Sphinx sculpture. You said it was about 5 meters long, which would be about 15 feet. So that's a pretty big sculpture. Not huge, but it's a rather large size sculpture. And it was a Sphinx, which means it has the body of a cat, presumably, just like the huge, humongous Sphinx in Egypt that we're all familiar with, or most people are familiar with. That is right near the huge Great Pyramid of Egypt. Now, this Sphinx sculpture that they found had the head of a ram. I just want to cut to the headline on that article real quick. I'm not going to go through any parts of the article. I just want to take a look at the headline of the article real quick. And then I'll talk about the way that interrelates with what's called the Great Year and human history. Let me just cut to that article real quick, then we'll come back and talk about it further. Ancient sandstone Sphinx with the head of a ram discovered at 3,000-year-old abandoned workshop in Egypt, linked to King Tut's grandfather. Alright, so what we have is a Sphinx, presumably the body of a cat, with the head of a ram. An inquisitive mind might ask, why in the world would they put the head of a ram on the body of a Sphinx in a sculpture? My opinion, which is, I think, a fact-based opinion, I'm going to lay it out right here for you, is that all this relates to the Zodiacal Ages, or the Great Year. I've covered this in past videos. I'll provide links to some past videos that I talk about this, and in which other people talk about this as well, the Great Year. The Great Year is a 25,920 year cycle that the Earth goes through. It essentially wobbles. This 25,920 year Great Year is separated into 12 Zodiacal Ages. Each Zodiacal Age lasts about 2,160 years. If you study history, at least from a Western perspective, perspective viewed through Western civilization, these Zodiacal Ages appear to be symbolically related to the religions and the paradigm under which the Western civilization exists at the time. For example, from about 4000 BC to 2000 BC was the Age of Taurus, and this is approximate. I'm not going into specific years, it's just general. I don't want to generalize for time frames because these are long periods of time. From about 4000 BC to 2000 BC was the Age of Taurus. One of the religions, or appears to me to have been the predominant religion during this time, was the bull cult. Why the bull cult? Well, this was the Age of Taurus, or the Age of the Bull. So bull religions predominated. Another example would be Christianity. Christianity began about 2,000 years ago, around 0 BC, what we term 0 BC. From 0 BC up until approximately now, that 2,000 year period, is the Age of Pisces. So what has been one of the predominant symbols in Christianity? The fish. Born-again Christians used the fish symbol. Jesus in the Bible talks about being a fisherman of men. And in the New Testament, fish is a predominant symbol. Why? Age of Pisces. So here, with this statue, we have a Sphinx statue with the head of a ram. Why would they put the head of a ram on a Sphinx statue? I would surmise that, again, it has to do with the age in which they were in. This was 3,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago, or from 2000 BC to 0 BC, this is the Age of Aries. Aries is the ram. So once again, they put the head of a ram on the Sphinx. There's other information on this. Graham Hancock has hypothesized that the Sphinx was more than likely the huge Sphinx that is right next to the Great Pyramid in Egypt, was built in the Age of Leo, which would have been about 12,000 BC. Why a Sphinx with a cat? With Leo. Leo is a symbol of a lion, etc., etc. So I'll provide some links so you can do your own research further. I just thought this was an interesting article, and that kind of, as soon as I saw it, I said Aries, ram, that's why it has a ram head. So I decided to just do a quick video on that. Again, do your own research, come to your own conclusion. That's it. Thanks for watching and listening, and have a great day.